feels like I never had trouble getting what I want, but when it comes to you, I'm never good enough. When I don't care, I can play 'em like a Ken doll. Won't wash my hair, then make 'em.
Hola y bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Estamos aquí de vuelta con Final Fantasy XVI y como sabéis nos encontramos en un punto en el que hemos completado nubes negras, pero se han desbloqueado un montón de misiones en la guarida. Así que antes de continuar con la historia principal vamos un poquito a dedicarnos a completar algunas de estas misiones. Ya veis un poquito por dónde están, así que vamos a aprovechar y vamos a ir poquito a poco a ver qué tal se nos da con ellas. La primera de todas tiene... Voy a hacer la que está más un poquito lejos. Por cierto, Caron ya tiene nuevos objetos también para vender. Pero bueno, aquí está Goetz, o Guy, que quiere... algo. Ojo por ojo.
Is everything all right, Goetz?
Goose.
You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hating people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Vaya. Pues ojo por ojo, vamos allá. No nos dan guilds, pero bueno.
I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Vale, pues parece que lo primero que tenemos que hacer es hablar con Caron, así que vamos a hablar con ella. Y bueno, empiezan fuerte las aventuras de Clive aquí en la guarida. Miedo me da lo que pueda pasar ahora, ¿eh? Vamos a hablar con nuestra querida vendedora.
Lady Karen,
¿Cómo va el negocio?
how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto?
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Are ya? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dallimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Pues nada, vamos a hablar de nuevo con nuestro gigantón. Vamos a ver qué está pasando. Desde luego las secundarias algunas son muy interesantes y algunas nos plantean situaciones muy extrañas como esta.
With Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
Vale, o sea, ahora hay que coger y viajar literalmente al mapa mundi y tenemos que venir aquí a Dalimil para continuar esta misión secundaria. Ojito, por lo que veo, por donde también tenemos la misión principal, también hay una misión secundaria que luego podremos ir haciendo en el transcurso ya de nuestra misioncita principal. Pero primero vamos un poquito, ¿no? Aquí a ver qué pasa. Ya sabéis que nos encontramos en la misión principal de Sirvientes Entre las Sombras, pero lo que os comento, aquí hay muchas cosas que no tienen que ver con el tema de nuestra misión principal, sino con secundarias que se habían desbloqueado en la guarida en lo que sería el final del anterior capítulo, Nubes Negras, y aquí estamos, pues intentando un poquito avanzar y completar todo esto antes de continuar con la historia principal. Me está pareciendo muy interesante, todo lo que estamos viendo por aquí, pero ojo, aquí está el Goat. Vamos allá.
Clive, listen. I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Dalimil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market. But if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this store he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
Madre mía. O sea, no se da cuenta que Karen no
You too,
sale.
Goods.
Goods, de verdad. A ver, lo que está claro es que de momento ahora parece que tenemos que venir por aquí al lado y ya está, ¿no? Sí, habrá que dar un poquito de vuelta, pero lo bueno de hacer las misiones ahora es que si hay algún combate o algo, tenemos a Joshua y a Jill acompañándonos, es decir, vamos con un grupo de 3 amiguitos, más encima tenemos a Torgal. Ojo, está la cosa bastante fuerte. Vale, la base se encuentra por una de las salidas, así que vamos a venir por aquí de chill y a ver qué pasa.
You fought very bravely. Safety of the town is in our hands.
Ok, perdón un segundito, me ha tocado aquí atender al teléfono. Vamos a ver, vamos a continuar por aquí con la misioncita. Menos mal que no estoy en directo, gente. A ver, a ver, a ver. Uy. Uy.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Vaya, sucias ratas de cloaca. Lo bueno es lo que digo, vamos aquí con compañeros, así que esto va a ser fácil. Vamos al lío. Por cierto, un truquillo con Bahamut, si hacéis 3 esquivas perfectas así de guay, os dan un trofeo, así que es bastante sencillo de sacar y puede venir muy bien. Faltaría una, yo ya lo tengo el trofeo, así que no me debería saltar, ¿vale? Pero bueno. Ahí estaría, ¿vale? Y ¡pum! ¡Mega fulgor nivel 4! Me mola porque, o sea, vemos aquí un par de matones de nada, llegan más refuerzos que media aldea, ¿sabes? Vamos al lío. Uno ya y otro que cae, fuera. Derrotados. Enemigos derrotados, un problema menos. Y ojito que subimos de nivel, ¿eh? Ahí está la subida de nivel. Nivel 40 alcanzado. Tan solo nos quedan 10 niveles para llegar al nivel máximo de esta primera vuelta de Final Fantasy XVI.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lump in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Ojo.
Fucking coward!
Encima de eso.
Good. Right now.
Ahora habrá que ir a hablar... Ah, no, vamos directamente.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty-pated lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Lord!
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue.
Ojo.
Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goose, no.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalimil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Ay, madre.
Goose, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
¿Qué dices? ¡Hala! No digo nada, Loco me está dejando el juego, bros. Pues nada.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Tranquila, tranquila.
Is he?
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean?
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Vale, pues ahora hay que hablar con Caron en la guarida. Vamos allá. Me ha parecido bastante interesante la misión, hay que decirlo, O sea, ver a Caron dando tanto miedo, yo por lo menos no me lo esperaba. No sé vosotros o vosotras qué os ha parecido, pero wow, miedo me daría ponerme en su contra, de verdad. Caron es un peligro grande. Pues vamos a hablar con ella para terminar la misión, entiendo, ¿no? Ten cuidado, Ghost.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been my right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday.
Vale, pues misión completa. Ojo por ojo, diente por diente. Ahí está, misión completada. Incensario. Oh, esto es para el camarote de Clive. Qué guay. Vale, pues nueva cosica para la colección del camarote. Muchos me habéis comentado que Tarja da una caja de medicinas o algo así. Pues de momento no tengo ni idea de cómo se consigue. Aquí tenemos otra misión secundaria. Shirley.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it
¿En
just
serio?
might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
Pequeños ingenieros. O sea, esta misión, por lo que estoy viendo, es de las que se completan aquí, ¿eh? Ya os lo voy diciendo. Creo que va a ser la típica que no vamos a salir ni de la guarida. Así que nada. Ojalá me equivoque y nos lleve a algún lado, ¿no? De aventurita. Pero bueno, aún nos queda una secundaria y luego en el transcurso de la principal seguro que nos encontramos con alguna más. Esto de Sirvientes Entre las Sombras es importante para avanzar. ¡Wow! ¡Qué pasada de... A ver. ¡Ey!
I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all straight.
Jocelyn,
I can fix.
¿qué ha pasado? A ver, ¿qué ha pasado? Jaja, no, ¿qué ha pasado? Contadme. Ahí está la balanza rota, obviamente.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Vale, hay que examinar esto claramente, ¿no?
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Minidole's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
You know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Minidole's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididole and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Vale, ahora parece que hay que hablar con Shirley. A ver, me están gustando este tipo de misiones. Son bastante sencillas en lo que a completarlas está siendo. De momento una ha sido llegar, un poquito de escenas, tal. Batalla contra un grupito pequeño de enemigos y ya está. Esta, pues lo que digo, no hemos salido ni de la guarida. Y ojo que creo que la recompensa quizás incluso sea buena. No sé si nos dan algún objeto más para el camarote, que podría estar bastante guay. Pero ahora veremos. Obviamente, después de completar las 3 misiones secundarias, pasamos un momento por el camarote para ver si hay alguna nueva carta para Clive. Vamos a hablar con Sirlich.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the 3 of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Kanver. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
A ver, esto, ojo, 900 de experiencia por darte una vuelta por la guarida. Bien, me parece bien la misión. Vale, pues esta ya está. Y aquí en principio tenemos otra más. Así que vamos a Leo. ¿Esta quién nos la da? A ver. Molly. Hola, Molly.
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it.
Una
I need a
receta,
hand with a
cuidado.
recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped? Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
Vamos a decirle que sí.
One to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Vale, hay que hablar con Harpócrates.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Lawsman Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sanbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sanbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Vale. Entonces ahora hay que ir a derrotar al Giverno Índigo, que está en Norwich. ¡Vamos allá! A ver, están las dos cosas por aquí, ¿no? Lo que entonces hay que venir para adentro y salir por el otro lado. Vamos allá.
There were ghosts at the gates, not lazy.
You needn't fret. The creatures.
Creo que por aquí vale, ¿no? Sí, vamos a salir. Vamos a salir por la parte norte de Norwich y vamos al lío. Qué bonitas las vistas, ¿eh? O sea, este es uno de los sitios que de verdad a mí más me molan porque, wow, es que se ve precioso todo. Vale. A ver, aquí en principio estamos en la pradera real. Ojo. ¿Esos son panteras? Ah, no, luego guardo. Adiós. Es que es lo que os digo, ahora vamos con ayuda además,
Socrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot.
Vale, aquí está el dragón. Giverno Indio.
This must be our wyvern. Right. Let's get this over with.
Ah, que le he perdido la habilidad. Vamos a mega fulgor de chill. Y al lío. Enemigo derrotado.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs.
Vale, ahora hay que buscar las hierbas. Vale, tiene que ser este matojo de hierbas enorme y gigante que hay aquí. Digo yo, ¿no? Llamadme loco, pero un poquito grande es. Ahí está. Hierba santa. La recogemos. La tenemos. Vale. Hombre, vamos a aprovechar. Y ya que estamos por aquí, en este torreón, que no sé si he venido, vamos a ver si hay alguien, ¿no? Vaya. ¡Duendes! Hola. Venga, golpéame. Te lo suelto. Ahí está. A la última ya me ha dado, el gigas. ¡Adiós! Le rompemos la guardia y ahora sí que sí, vamos a acabar con él a golpe de espada. Aquí entiendo que habrá un cofrecito o algo, porque si no, no lo entiendo. Vamos al lío, por las giras. Vale. Vamos a ver. ¿O no? Ah, no, es que aquí ya estaba abierto este. Vale, aquí había... Pero a lo mejor no habían duendes en ese momento y habían soldados, ¿puede ser? Eso me suena más. Hay algo que brilla. ¿Qué es aquello? A ver. ¿Eso no es un cañonero de estos imperial? ¡Tú! Vale, aquí está el bombardero acá, ¿no? Venga, pégame. Y ahora soltamos todo. Y vamos con... Vale. Vulnerable. Ahí va. He volado, he volado. Está, le hacemos una rotura con titán. ¡Ojo! Y vamos a decirle adiós. Fuera. Vale. Y ahora sí que sí, volvemos a la guarida. Vamos al lío.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Vamos a hablar con Molly.
Did you have that word with Tomes then?
Sí.
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
Vale, hierba santa y el hígado de aerosaurio.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
¡Madre mía!
And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavor and sensation. A graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
Epopeya culinaria completada. Vale, pues esto parece que ya está, ¿no? Vale, entiendo que ahora sí que tendríamos que continuar con lo que es la misión principal, pero permitidme efectivamente que vaya al camarote, que parece que tenemos nuevas cositas, ¿no? Entre ellas una nueva carta. Venimos aquí y tenemos la carta de un mundo en libertad, de Caron. Dice que lamenta habernos metido en el embrollo, pero que gracias a los dos ha podido poner punto y final a ese asunto que llevaba arrastrando tanto tiempo. Ahora que todo está resuelto, por fin podré tomarme un respiro y disfrutar del nuevo mundo que tanto te empeñas en crear. A una no le hacen falta los dos ojos para ver todo lo bueno que has hecho hasta ahora. Gracias, Caron. Qué crack. Es una crack, ¿eh? Bueno, esto poco a poco va teniendo cosillas, ¿eh? Tenemos aquí la bufanda de los guardianes, la copa de Cid, el incensario, las manzanas y los arreos. Voy a intentar hablar con la amiguita Tarja, que me habéis comentado un montón de veces que se supone que te da una especie de cosa de la colección, pero a mí no me la ha dado. A lo mejor es más adelante, ¿eh? No lo sé. Vamos a probar, que no cuesta nada, y si no, pues ya nos vamos al mapa mundi a ir con nuestra aventura principal. Que, madre mía, poca broma, poco se habla de la de cosas que hay que hacer en este Final Fantasy. ¿Está aquí Tarja? Es que a veces está aquí. No, aquí está Sobian ahora. ¡Cupo! ¡Ojo, ojo, ojo! Desiree.
How may I help you today, Clive?
¿Que tienes cositas
It's
nuevas?
everything we've received and everything promised.
Vale, pues no risk, no reward. Nueva cancioncita desbloqueada. Toma ya.
I can hardly lift my arms.
Aquí no está Tarja. Oh, sí. Hola.
You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Vaya.
You know how I feel about this,
Pues
but your
nada.
brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
A mí no me da ninguna caja, ya os lo digo. Bueno, vamos a venir aquí a los ecos de Crotchit. Voy a ver qué pasa ahora. Vale, parece que para la misión principal tenemos que venir hacia aquí, ¿no? Ya sabéis, nueva zonita en el mapa, así que a disfrutar. Naxa salvajes. Nada, es lo que os digo. Ahora encima, como contamos con la ayuda de Jill y de Joshua, se nos va a hacer mucho más fácil cualquier encuentro. Bueno. Vale. Vamos allá. Parece que hay que venir por aquí, ¿no? Ojito con el desierto, que esto es enorme, ¿eh? Pero enorme, enorme.
Use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it. The echoes have a will of their own.
Esto es que hay un combate aquí, ¿no? Sí. Vamos al lío. Vale, uno defensivo fuera. Vale, ahí hay más. Pero por aquí tenemos un objetito, ¿no? Guapo. Uno menos. ¡Adiós! Nos los hemos vuelto a reventar. ¡Ojo! ¡Guardián Empíreo! Pero lo bueno es que como ataque le podemos hacer la de... Ahí está. No hace falta ni convertirnos ni nada. O sea, así a golpe rápido y al lío. El poder de la tierra. Porque ha aguantado, ¿eh? Había aguantado bastante. Vamos por aquí.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Bueno, pues nada, nosotros seguimos avanzando. Vamos allá afuera, bicharracos. Ya digo que de normal las garras de tales esos suelen dar bastante experiencia. Fijaos, 300 por un combate que dura segundos. Probablemente una de las maneras más fáciles de levear en el juego. Es que cuesta la vida, o sea, literal creo que lo más fácil sería ponernos poco a poco a... aquí hay una misión secundaria. Poco a poco a lo que digo, te vienes, revientas aquí a los que puedes. Ojo, mercader ambulante. A ver. Sí. A las ciudades libres. Vale. Hola. Ostras.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
The ether flood up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor, the people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
Te vengaré.
You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead, just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Kuka.
Rest well, soldier. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Vale, pues entiendo que ahora hay que reventarnos a los de un campamento. Vale, están aquí al lado. No va a ser muy complicado. Hay que vengar a este pobre hombre. Misión secundaria en mitad de la principal, pero lo que os digo... Es verdad, esto ahora lo estoy viendo mucho, ¿eh? Chocobo akásicos, chaval. Me encanta el poder de titán está OP, yo lo siento. Bueno, aquí como podéis ver, esto parece una misión sencillita, la de derrotar a los akásicos aquí del campamento. Akásicos son, Ahí vamos. Y ya está. Enemigos derrotados. Botín. O sea, nos hemos cargado a 6 o 7, 300 de experiencia. Lo mismo que reventarnos a 3 aves. Lo que yo os digo. No sale rentable. Espera, aquí hay alguien. ¿Hay un cofre? Aquí la de cristal, que eso se vende bien. Aquí. Hey, ¿estás bien?
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
Vale, pues Vindicta misión completada, ¿no?
You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait. That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there, in Kosnis, when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith, when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
What of my ill will?
Ostras.
Coward! Draw your steel.
¿En serio quieren...?
Lord Kupka shall be avenged.
A ver, esto, por lo que veo, nos está literalmente ofreciendo la opción de enfrentarnos a un soldado o no.
When
No
your
quiero
wounds have
matarlo.
healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What do you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Madre mía. A ver. Vamos a ver un par de cosas. La primera de estas, este puente está roto, pero aquí hay un cofre. Vamos a abrirlo, bomba, ¿vale? Ahora, se supone que con esto tendríamos que avanzar sí o sí a la misión principal, ¿no? Que es por aquí, por lo que estoy viendo. Planicie de... A ver, es que aquí hay una movida. O sea, se supone que por aquí tenemos también la escoria esta, que es la manada, ¿vale? Y mi pregunta es que no tengo ni idea de dónde está ahora mismo. Pero es que es una zona que... La senda dorada... Ah, vale, vale, es por aquí. Entonces tengo que avanzar más. Vale. Vamos a venir hacia la marca del mapa. Hay que ir a Tabor, que entiendo que será una ciudad nueva, ¿no? Ni tan mal la aventurita del día de hoy, lo que digo. Secundarias variadas, un poquito de aventurita y, ojo, cofrecitos, ojo, salvajes. Cofrecitos por doquier y aventuras a tutiplén. ¡Allá va! ¡Fidalfo! El Cid de ahora, bueno, ahí está. Todo, bueno, vamos a hacer la prueba, ¿ves? 300, vamos a ver cuánto nos dan este grupito. Los Anak. Que encima lo reviento en nada. Es lo que os digo, por desgracia esto está hecho para alegar. Fijaos, es que te dan la misma experiencia que un bicho que te puede plantar resistencia sin oponer resistencia. La caza en este juego está... OP, no me mola,
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Hola, guardia.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
Vaya.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She
Vale.
awaits us within.
Aquí tenemos el monumento y aquí parece que está un sitio al que tenemos que entrar. Vamos allá.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yotei. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yotei and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Kanver. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Kanver is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you!
Distinguished members of the council.
Ostras.
You must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Madre mía la que se va a liar aquí en el consejo.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Kanver with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
Hala.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city.
her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant. Even the Undying.
Vaya.
But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Vaya. Pues vamos a ver, aquí tenemos el mercader ambulante de la zona. Espada de diamantina, que ya tenemos. Fajín sedoso. Brazales diamantinos tampoco es que tenga nada bueno. Bueno, a ver, esto sí, un rey on the shoulders of the giants. Comprado. Bien, ahora, las preguntas del millón. Aquí parece que hay incluso 2 misiones, ¿no? Grabado en piedra. ¿Eh?
Cyril, how fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
Vaya.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
To Kanver, then.
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
Amigos, curioso o no, aquí hay una misión. A ver. Parece que está arriba, ¿no? Ahora luego exploramos también un poquito este lugar. Que aquí los cofrecitos pueden estar ocultos en cualquier momento, ¿no? En cualquier... Buah, es que es grande, ¿eh? La guarida esta es grande. Vamos a ver. Hola, Milos.
Finally. No one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
¿Sucede algo?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Vamos a decirle que sí, grabado en piedra.
Climb the stairs and
memorize a few inscriptions for me, assuming you know your letters, that is. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time.
Vale.
Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
Vale. Vamos a priorizar la misión y esto en principio va de examinar unas piedras. Aquí hay una, ¿no? A ver. Hijos de los cazadores de la tierra, ahora labradores. Cosechad la bendición prometida y dad las gracias por sus dones. Aquí habla de la agricultura, ¿no? Vale. ¡Ojo! Cofre. Un cazador. Aquí hay otra piedra de estas. Nómadas de las llanuras.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Have you noticed
Ah.
the elder? Not a scratch on them.
So it's these stones to Kanver and the rest of the boxes to Dad.
Cofrecito. 2 monedas bestiales. Y aquí tenemos la última piedra, ¿no? A ver. Guardianes del cristal de Tabor, primigenios cimientos. Será vuestra noble sangre y es perpetuada serán los tiempos. Vaya. Está esto escrito un poco raro. Ahí está. Claro, pues vamos a hablar aquí con nuestro amiguito. ¡Hey! ¿Qué tal? ¿Milos?
The engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have seen for myself. Come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Guardianes... Espera, en la piedra de... Guardianes del cristal, ¿no?
Guardians of the crystal. The first stones of Tabor. Sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals.
Vaya.
But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Nómadas de las llanuras áureas.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains.
Y la otra, entonces, ¿cuál era?
With pride recall thy noble past.
Esta es la de los agricultores.
Rocks a home. Or I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening.
Vale,
Now, for the final...
la última es la segunda que he leído, ¿no? Ostras.
Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all 3.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, One for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians
Vale.
of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
Pues de nada. De nada. Misión cumplida. Ok, grabado en piedra, completadita, 400 de experiencia, no es mucho, pero oye, son 1000 guilds y ahí está que vamos consiguiendo más puntos de habilidad y todo eso, que también es bueno. Vale, en principio aquí hay otra misión, ¿no? Así que vamos a venir por aquí y a ver qué pasa. Está en medio de la aldea. ¡Hola, Karel!
Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Carava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
Vale.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava.
Vale.
I eagerly await your safe and, above all, triumphant return.
Pues aquí está. Jugarse la piel. Otra de las misiones que están por aquí delimitadas, ¿no? En principio hay que venir aquí. Entonces aquí habrá que tomar un poquito... una ruta un poco extraña, ¿no? Pero bueno. Nosotros vamos aquí a explorar todo, ¿no? De tranqui, de chill, como diríamos siempre. Wow, la verdad que hay mucho, ¿eh?
Ah, Lord Rosfield.
Vale, yo creo que por ahí vamos por un lado, ¿no? A ver. Efectivamente. Ok. No, pero voy a hacer una misión secundaria. ¿Qué? ¿No te lo esperabas? ¡Hey! ¡Cue! Entiendo que por aquí tenemos el combate del momento, así que vamos allá. Cogemos el objeto y pasamos de estos. Es lo que os digo, es experiencia que ahora mismo no nos va a ayudar mucho, así que vamos a centrarnos en el objetivo principal, que es ir a por esta secundaria. Mira, bandidos. Hola. Mi nombre es Clive. Y quedáis eliminados. Este es el típico sitio en el que yo voy a puesto algún objetito, ¿eh? No digo más. Aquí no hay nada. Pero cerca tenemos la misión, así que vamos a ello. ¡Vamos, Ambrosia! ¡Cue! Ah, aquí ya hemos estado, ¿no? Claro, esto nos une con la zona de... Vale, vale, vale. Y ahí está nuestro objetivo, ¿no? Vaya. Hola. Amigo. Timoravis.
Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet. Too slow.
Ahora sí. ¡Kame, Kameha! Es que con el fulgor está rotísimo, fijaos. La verdad que Bahamut es un buen icon, Poca broma. Poco se habla de lo tocho que es Bahamut. Vale, pues aquí estaría. Esto está completado. No ha sido muy complicado. Y ahora en principio tenemos la piel, así que habría que volver, ¿no? Vale, pues venimos aquí y vamos a hacer TP a el obelisco. Vamos a desplazarnos. Y ahora sí, parece que ya estamos, ¿no? En principio hay que entregar la misión, que no creo que sea muy complicada, a este crack de por aquí, a Karel. Hola.
Here's your hide, as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it.
Piel de Timoravis. Toma para ti.
Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek, yet as adamant as her virtue. This is everything I had hoped for, and more. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast with nary a scratch. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as the merchant kings of Zemeckis.
I don't plan on
Le ha molado lo que hemos hecho, pero tenemos otras cosillas que hacer.
busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meeting, it would be unbecoming of me to beg. Do not allow me to keep you from being about your business. Here, for the hide.
Misión cumplida. Toma ya. Bueno, pues ahora sí que sí, lo tenemos. Jugarse la piel. Vale. Ahora en principio entiendo que ya podemos continuar con lo que sería nuestro objetivo. Pero en la senda dorada debería haber una criatura de estas que estamos buscando. Así que vamos a hacer una cosa. Lo único que se me ocurre es esta zona que no he explorado. Vamos a probar a ver si está ahí. Y si no, pues la buscaré fuera de cámaras. Y os diré dónde está, para no perder tiempo. Porque esto está siendo un poquito largo, poca broma. Es que en la senda dorada es el único hueco que estoy viendo. Se llama Manada, así que entiendo que será un conjunto de enemigos o el líder de una manada, ¿no? Y aquí viendo que hay tanto chacal, no sé yo. A ver. Aquí está, ¿no? Sí, es una manada. Manada, clase C. Esto va a ser fácil, pero oye, la buena recompensa. ¡Oh! ¡Adiós! ¡Oh! Madre mía, chaval. Qué locurón. A ver, después de todo lo que nos hemos enfrentado, probablemente hemos hecho una escoria bastante sencillita, Llámanme loco, pero esto cae fácil. Ahí va. Pues que había otra detrás, fíjate. Es que encima vamos con Jill y con Joshua. O sea, esto es súper fácil. Bro. Escoria derrotada. Toma ya, la tenemos. Ha estado guay, ha estado divertido. Son 700 de experiencia. Un poquito aquí de puntos de habilidad que siempre vienen bien. Así que guay. Me encanta cuando Torgal contesta a lo que sea. Bueno. Vamos a explorar esta pequeña zona en busca de si hubiera algún cofre o algo. Aunque lo dudo, parecía simplemente una explanada, ¿no? Donde librar el combate. Y ahora ya tenemos que venir hacia aquí. Así que vamos a orientarnos. Vamos allá. Ya sabéis que ahora la ruta que tenemos que tomar es por aquí recto. El otro camino sigue cerrado, así que hasta más adelante entiendo que no podremos. Y bueno, vamos a ver, porque literal llevamos unas cuantas cositas hechas en este gameplay. Y últimamente los vídeos están siendo bastante largos. No sé si es que estamos llegando muy al final del juego o no, aunque creo que debería de faltar bastante. Por el tema de que, o sea, nos queda pendiente Artema, ¿no? Nos queda pendiente también aquí el amigo Odín, que ya empieza a aparecer en escenas, así que está preparándose para lo bueno, creo yo. ¡Adiós al orco! Lo ha aguantado, ¿no? Que es de infantería. Ahora SACROSANTO. Soltamos rápido esto. Fuera este y fuera enemigos. Literal no hemos dejado nada con lo que tener problemas, ¿no? Pues vamos allá. Vale, aquí encontramos más objetos, aunque sean rosas del desierto. Y ojito, esto es un desvío, ¿no? A ver. Sí, pero es un desvío que es lo que os comentaba. No podemos... No sé que aquí hay algo. En principio no podemos tampoco avanzar mucho por ahí. No, aquí no hay nada, es un carro, ¿no? Vale. Tranquilos. Vamos al objetivo. Vale, aquí hay más enemigos. Orcos de infantería, ojo. ¡Geo! ¡Adiós! Mi pregunta, ¿qué hacen los orcos aquí? Walloe, te está cerca, ¿eh? Vamos allá. Combos fáciles, pero nos lo reventamos. Y otro que cae. Pues nada, nosotros seguimos rumbo al objetivo. Por lo menos, a ver, estamos sacando experiencia, ¿no? Estamos a 10 niveles del nivel máximo de la primera pasada. Y a ver qué tal va subiendo esto. Vamos allá. Espera, ¿cómo? ¡Hala! ¿Qué dices?
Free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
Vale, ahora en principio podemos ya venir aquí, pero lo que estoy viendo es que hay más misiones disponibles, ¿no? En el mapa mundi. Entonces vamos a intentar completarlas. Vale, ya tenemos aquí lo que parece ser una batalla, que entiendo que cuando hagamos esto completaremos la misión. Pero claro, vamos a ir, por ejemplo, a Lost Wing y vamos a ir viendo las misiones estas disponibles, de qué sirven, ¿no? Parece que después de esto se viene combatazo tocho. Aquí siguen preparando el ataque. Aquí la situación está un poco complicada, ya sabéis, en Lost Wing. Pero bueno, ellos quieren vengarse y es normal. ¡Quinten!
Clive, I fear that I must bid you farewell. As you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. We must strike now. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally, I trust you, as I trusted your predecessor.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, and I understand more than anyone how you feel. But is revenge really the answer?
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for since that day.
But what of Lost Wing? Everything you've built.
I built Lost Wing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will have served its purpose. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight to the last, come what may. But there are those among us who cannot fight. Children, the elderly, bearers afflicted by the curse. I would place Lost Wing in their hands, if I thought it would do them any good. But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven for long. And so, Clive, I find myself turning to you once more. Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live even should Lost Wing die?
Vamos a decirle que sí.
I will.
Thank you. I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those who rallied to my cause. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black Shields strike.
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the
Ay,
hideaway
madre.
safely.
Pero es que este conflicto tendríamos que evitarlo.
My preparations are complete. Fare you well, Clive, and may Griga guide us, all of us.
Vale, Justicia Implacable 2. Hay que venir aquí, ¿no? Concretamente. Entonces, lo mejor es que vengamos a las colinas de Orabel, ya que nos ahorramos un trechito de camino y es bastante sencillo llegar ahí, ¿vale? Así que nada. Este sitio siempre me ha transmitido una paz brutal, os lo digo de verdad. Me encanta. ¡Ey! Portador.
Everyone, Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can. There's a safe place I can take you to.
Well, if that's what the Master thinks best. Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for Master Quinton. We owe him our lives. So we ain't about to start telling him what he should do with his. If he's saying we ain't safe in Lost Wing no more, it's because he ain't coming back. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he can see this through to the end. That we get to see justice done.
I hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else? They ain't already left, have they? They've gone with Master Quinton. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die. No. We can't let this happen. Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods. Heaven Hall, he calls it.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll do what you can.
Golpetazo tremendo que le acabo de meter al mando y a la grabadora, macho. No sé si me he cargado la grabación. Se me ha caído el mando, literal, y... ¡ah! ¡Qué piñazo le he metido sin querer! Bueno. ¡Ostras! Ahora, claro, hay que venir hasta aquí, ¿no? Vale, el camino más sencillo es venir al nido del dragón. De todos modos, esto tiene pinta de misión importante, aunque sea una secundaria, ¿eh? Pero poca broma, pero es que llevamos un montón de misiones, ¿no? Bueno, vamos a sacar a Ambrosia. ¡Corramos! Al ritmo del cucucue. Bueno, va.
You deserve a rest.
Vamos a reventarnos unos pocos, ¿no? Al final. Vamos antes. $200. Cuesta la vida subir así, chaval. A ver. Hay que venir por aquí. Ojo, Raptor. ¿Y se va? Vale, esto era la mansión, ¿no? Sí, el coto de caza de este imperial. Madre mía, aquí se puede liar una bestia. Es que el nombre es cielo infierno, entonces no es un nombre muy tranquilo, ¿sabes?
Don't tell me we're too late.
¡No!
Quentin, are you all right?
No. But I am alive. Which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way here. And they died. For nothing.
This must be the guard dog. Quentin. I'll hold it off. You go.
But...
your comrades didn't die for nothing. They died for you. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
That is no mere guard dog.
No. Just a rabid beast that run down.
Vamos a hacerlo bien. Vamos a esquivar. Esto es con un Bengal potenciado, así que hay que tener bastante cuidado con él por lo que veo. Supongo que tendrá varios ataques, ¿no? Ahí está. Vamos a cargarnos full. ¡Mega Fulgor! Madre mía. Es lo que os digo, el tema del Mega Fulgor va muy bien, yo creo que nos puede ayudar bastante con todo. Hay que subirlo más. Vale, este ya está. Vale. Era como un Bengal, ¿no?
If only we'd arrived earlier. Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for mercy. And I cut him from ear to ear, just as I dreamed of doing all these years. All my plans. Building a haven in Lostwing. Freeing bearers from their chains and recruiting them to my cause.
Pero ¿ha valido la pena? Pregunto.
But what is this? Justice? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost. So that I might take another.
Quentin.
Master Quentin! Oh, thank Grieger you're safe.
You're alive.
And so are you. I'm so sorry. I tried to warn you about that thing. And I hate to say it, but there's more bad news. It's Lostwing. It's been flooded.
What?
Oh, oh. Es lo que os digo, no puede ir peor la cosa, madre mía. ¡Ostras!
Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool.
Damn it.
Quentin's not going to last long in there.
Then we finish this quickly.
¡Madre mía! Vienen más. ¡Oh! Me hemos dado de lleno. ¡Madre mía! Esto está infestado, chaval. ¡Fuera! Más enemigos, madre mía. La que se está liando en un momentito aquí, poca broma. Ahora por el guarda primero. Akásicos, tío, es que, de verdad. ¡Toma ya! Fuera. 2 menos. No paran de venir, es lo bueno. Esto ya estancado. Vamos a por estos. Y parece que estos enemigos están derrotados.
To get back to Quentin.
Ostras, tío. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¡No! Hemos llegado tarde. Dios, cómo duelen estas misiones,
Thank the founder. He hasn't turned. I'm going to get you out of here.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve one's life's ambition.
No, Master Quinton. Save your strength.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only emptiness remains. I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on about? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and we all know it.
I thought you weren't coming back. But I prayed, and you did. There's got to be a reason for that, right? Can't we just go back to how it was? You know, you looking after us all.
Your work ain't over yet, Master Quinton. We believed that you were the right man to lead us, and we still do.
Your village may be lost, but it seems your people aren't, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? After what why would anyone follow me?
'Cause we're family, aren't we?
Family?
Yeah, and all our comrades who went with you, they felt the same. Lostwing weren't just a village. It was all of us.
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing. Right here in the Bales.
A fresh start.
Venga, Quinten, que tú puedes.
One life ends, and another begins.
Di que sí.
Why just a village? We could build towns.
Tampoco te flipes.
A nation, even. What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quinton we know.
Please. I am nobody's master. Quinton will suffice. After all, we are family. Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in looking after my people.
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf. You saved my life twice over. And more besides.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. Nothing but the best. And I have a feeling that this year's vintage will be the finest yet. If you don't mind waiting, that is.
I look forward to it.
Misión cumplida. Justicia implacable 2. Ahora, ojo, 1200 de experiencia, que no está nada mal. Y, uno para el camarote de Clive, el cartel del colgado. Este es uno de los carteles que también sirven para un trofeo de... Si reunimos que son 6 carteles y algo más, nos dan un trofeo en el juego, ¿vale? Así que guay. Ok, todo va según lo previsto. Y ahora, en este caso, lo que hay que hacer es abrir el mapa mundi y ir a cualquiera de las otras dos misiones que tenemos. Tenemos por un lado la de el mercado de Boklat y por otro lado tenemos esta de aquí de la fonda de Marta. Yo lo siento mucho, pero vamos a ir primero al mercado de Boklat, así que allá vamos. Oh yeah. Ok, pues ya estamos aquí en la siguiente ubicación, en lo que sería la República de Dalmequia, en Boklat. Y ahora lo que hay que hacer en este caso es venir aquí a por esta misión secundaria. Vale, tiene que ver con los hermanos, ¿no? ¡Hola!
Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness. And your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters,
or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges, which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. A small hamlet hidden in a canyon. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the men moved out, the beasts moved in.
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere. You'll help, won't you?
Claro, vamos a decirle que sí.
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
Vale.
You will find a village in Chadra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Pues nada, por una vida nueva, vamos al lío. Vale, en principio yo creo que ahora hay que venir aquí. Vale, esto tiene que ser por el desvío de la puerta esta que no podíamos atravesar, así que vamos allá. Nos teletransportamos y entiendo que ahora la puerta esta que estaba cerrada todo el rato debería ya de estar abierta. Lo bueno de este momento para hacer misiones, enfrentarnos a cualquier problema, es que tenemos el apoyo en este caso de Joshua y de Jill. Mira, aquí nos han abierto. Podríamos intentar incluso acabar con el dragón.
And by the look of you, I'd say you were the help they told me was on its way. Cashlock's just down there, if you'd be so kind.
Vale, pues vamos al lío. Vale, aquí hay duendes al 33. ¡Ey! Un poquito de piro y todos al suelo. Vamos allá. Vale. Bueno, poco a poco vamos sacándonos experiencia, que también viene bien. Vale, entiendo que aquí está una especie de cañón enorme. Aquí podemos tirarnos hacia abajo. Pues sí. ¡Hala! Esto es entrar a lo grande, poca broma. ¡Adiós! ¡Kame, Kameha! Vale, ya ahora venimos por aquí. Yo lo digo, pero Bahamut está muy OP, gente. Vale, vienen más enemigos. ¡Vamos, Kiva! Ahí está, un problema menos. Vale, garras letales. Madre mía, es que yo lo digo, Titán está OP. Fuera otro. Ya, Leo. Lo bueno que es una aldea que también podremos explorar y ahí seguro que hay pequeñas cosas que podamos aprovechar para nuestra aventura. Ya está. Enemigos derrotados. Vale. Ahora entiendo que hay que volver a informar, ¿no?
Vale.
Entiendo que por aquí hay un cruce. Esto no sé a dónde llevará. Pero claro, es que todo esto ahora se junta con esto, ¿no? Claro, aquí yo lo siento, pero es muy probable que hayan cositas interesantes, ¿eh? Vamos a echar un ojito y a explorar. No sé, algún cofre o algo seguro, tío. Vamos a ver. Casa destartalada. Lugar perfecto. Vea, aquí hay algo. Esto está un poco reventada la aldea, obviamente. A ver. Yo lo sigo diciendo, pero de verdad, los paisajes de este juego me parecen de lo más bonito de... Ah, vale, por aquí nos estamos yendo a el Valle de Cerdra. A ver, ¿a dónde lleva esto? Aquí hay plantitas, ¿no? ¡Oh! De buenas piernas. Fuera. ¡Oh! ¡Fuera! Vale. La buena experiencia, vale. ¿Qué hay más? Ah, no, esta es una que ha llegado hasta ahí, ¿no? Pues esto o es para llegar a una escoria o no entiendo yo aquí muy bien el papel. Objetos hay, pero cofres no veo. ¿Veo enemigos? Pero es lo que os digo, lo bueno ahora es que contamos con la ayuda de tanto Joshua como de Jill, entonces podemos aprovechar para reventarnos ahora enemigos y lo que haga falta. Esto no sé a dónde lleva, pero vamos a ver. A ver. A ver, si aquí ahora no hay nada, luego aquí aparece una escoria casi seguro, os lo digo. O sea, esto, vamos, tiene toda la pinta de ser el típico sitio en el que vamos a enfrentarnos a una escoria y bastante grande, ¿eh? O sea, no creo que aquí se anden con chiquitas. Estamos hablando de una zona muy abierta, uff, a lo dragón. Vamos a ver qué hay por aquí. Ahora solo por lo visto ahora solo podemos coger un par de objetos, ¿no? Ya está. Ya volveremos. Luego, cuando terminemos las misiones secundarias, vamos a intentar pasar un momento también por la guarida, por el tema de cartas, escorias, a ver si, lo que os digo, ha aparecido alguna nueva, porque puede ser perfectamente una de las cosas más fáciles de que pasen ahora, ¿no? De que aparezca una escoria y al lío podamos ahí ir a completarla. Pero bueno, vamos ahí de tranqui nosotros y a ver qué pasa, ¿no? Aquí estamos de chill con nuestra Ambrosia, la mejor chocoba del mundo. Cuando me esté pasando el juego modo Final Fantasy, lo que más ganas voy a tener es de llegar al punto en el que desbloqueamos el chocobo. O sea, es brutal para desplazarse por el mapa y poder explorar también un poquito rápido. Ah, vale. Aquí no deja porque es como una ciudad, ¿no? Vale. Vamos a ver. Vamos a echar un pequeño ojo a la aldea y ya volvemos, lo que digo. Probablemente estemos ante uno de los vídeos más largos del final de los que he traído hasta ahora, pero es que hay mucho que hacer en esta parte del juego, ¿eh? Ah, vale, había un tablón, digo yo, porque ha parado de golpe. Aquí hay algo. Guiláptero. A ver. Por aquí parece que no hay absolutamente nada, ¿no? A ver, por aquí no podemos pasar. No sé, llámame loco, pero yo esperaba, o sea, por aquí se supone que salimos, ¿no? No. A ver. O sea, no sé, yo aquí hubiera puesto un cofre, llámame loco. De verdad no hay ningún cofre aquí, tío. Ahí está el indicador revelándonos el cofraco oculto. Vale. Veo como mosquitos, ¿no? A ver. Esto es el otro camino, ¿no? Que hay. Vale. Vamos a ir a entregar, no voy a pegar ahora más vueltas. Ya tendremos tiempo para explorar en otro vídeo que no sea tan largo, porque literal, o sea, llevamos un montón de cosas de la misión principal, las misiones que os habíamos dejado del capítulo anterior. Madre mía. Mercado de Boklat, otra vez estamos aquí y parece que podemos entregar, ¿no? ¿Qué pasa, Theodore?
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him. How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then.
Vale. Pues nada, parece que ahora tenemos que informar a Eloise. Vamos allá. ¡Ey!
Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village should be safe now.
Thank you, Clive. Here, something for your trouble. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with. Fighting's what they do. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help, you know where to find me.
I'm not sure I do. But thank you, all the same.
Vale, pues yo creo que con esto misión completita, like a boss, esto está por una vida nueva terminado. Y bueno, una cosita menos que hacer en este capítulo tan top de Sirvientes Entre las Sombras, ahí está. Nos vamos. Vale.
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister. He represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic. And they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join their ranks for some time now. And judging by her reaction earlier, I'd say she had half a mind to accept their latest offer.
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy. And I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery. And we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor the one she deserves. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my sake. She freed me from my bonds. And she must be freed from hers in turn.
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me. And I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it down. For my sake.
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore.
Vaya.
Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust that I can count on you.
Always.
Thank you, Clive.
Vale, esto parece que más adelante desbloqueará más misiones.
Better get back to work.
O es al tajo.
Bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson Caravans.
Vale. Pues ahora en principio, ya sabéis, volvemos aquí al mapa mundi. Y vamos un poquito, a ver, con el lío. En principio todavía tenemos la misión de la fonda de Marta, así que allá vamos, a Leo. Ok, pues parece que estamos aquí ya en la fonda de Marta, así que vamos a intentar ver de qué va esta nueva misión secundaria que seguimos aquí en este capítulo, que lo que digo, madre mía, pedazo aventurita que nos estamos llevando hoy. Vamos a hablar aquí con Marta, a ver qué pasa.
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Oh? And why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home for our new arrivals. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it ain't too much of a burden, of course.
Vale.
It's no burden.
Vamos allá.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this new home?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than Eastpool.
Eastpool?
Vale.
It's been a long time since I thought about that place.
It was a tragedy, what happened. And if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in ruins.
Eso es verdad.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear them out sooner if my boys didn't already have their hands full fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say? Fancy leading a raiding party?
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those memories. I'll gladly drive them out of there.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too. Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
Madre mía. Pues ahí está, la llama vuelve a brillar. Continuamos con secundarias increíbles en este Final Fantasy XVI. Y parece que tenemos que volver a Eastpool, pero primero vamos a hablar con nuestro amiguito. Wade, ¿cómo va? ¿Qué tiempo que no te veía?
So Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rosfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic.
A small force would suffice to clear the village, but if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place indeed.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk. I can handle a few bandits.
Well, if you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there. And may victory await our coming.
Vale. Ahora entiendo que habrá que ir a Eastpool, ¿no? Vale, hay que echar a los bandidos. Lo bueno es que tenemos el TP aquí al lado. Entonces vamos a aprovechar y ya vamos. ¡Wow! La verdad que el juego está siendo bastante trágico, ¿eh? O sea, poca broma. Ya sabéis la que pasó aquí. No, es que cada vez que me acuerdo me da tristeza porque encima era un sitio que era bastante bonito y sucumbió bajo el imperio. Y aquí están. Hola, bandidos. Ah, que curan, ¿no? Uno menos. Dos menos. Ya está.
That's the end of that then.
What?
Or maybe not.
¿Un flan?
What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes to.
Madre mía, está fuerte, ¿eh? No está dejando hacerle nada. Venga, boom. Vamos a darle fuerte. Voy a curar un poquito. Ahí está. Ahí va. Y ahora el geo ahí, pum, ya listo. Fuera. Ahora sí. Enemigos derrotados, chavales. Aquí está el buen botín. Vale.
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
Gracias.
You were watching. I thought you were keeping an eye out for Akashic.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that... whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
Momentos más tarde.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashic in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course. I couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord. Safe travels.
Eastpool lives again.
Vale.
Let's go and tell Martha the good news.
Vale, pues ahora hay que ir a hablar con Marta. Obviamente ya sabéis que podemos hacer aquí de nuevo el TP, así que vamos a aprovechar y vamos a la fonda de Marta para entregar misión y yo creo que completarlo. Se supone que con esto ya nos hemos quitado la gran mayoría de cosas, ¿no? Tenemos el tema de que todavía tenemos la escoria del Svarog. Quizás sea un buen momento por el hecho de que no vamos solos, tenemos a Joshua y a Jill y podrían yo creo que hacerle bastante daño aquí al dragón. Y podría ser una buena opción, pero bueno, ahora veremos. Primero vamos a ver si esto se completa.
Ah, there you are. All went well then. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. Nicely done. And what's all this about some shape-shifting nightmare showing up? On second thoughts, don't tell me. It'll only give me nightmares of my own. What matters is you did it. And now we can build our new village.
I suppose it will be. What will you call it?
What else? Eastpool. Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place, but that don't undo the good that happened there. No need to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
Vale, misión completa, chavales. La llama vuelve a brillar, terminada, lo que digo, experiencia guapita. Y aquí están las cosas. Vale, pues esto ya está. Ahora, lo que os comentaba, tenemos muchas opciones de cositas que hacer. Este es... Vamos a comprar una poción por aquí.
Anything catch your eye? Much obliged. Take care out there, eh?
Vale, ahora vamos un momentito a abrir esto. Tenemos el Svarog para derrotar, pero vamos un momentito a venir primero a la guarida y vamos a observar que esté todo bien, todo correcto. Y lo que digo, el Svarog podríamos ir a por él ahora, pero viendo todo lo que llevo, creo que podría esperar un poco. Pero es que claro, también es verdad, ojo, nuevas cartas por leer en el camarote. También es verdad que el hecho de que, por ejemplo, ahora vayamos con Joshua y con Jill, creo que lo hace uno de los mejores momentos para ir a por esta bestia parda. Que obviamente nos saca un montón de niveles, pero quizás sea un buen momento para poder desafiarlo y decir, vamos a por él. Vamos a ver, pero por aquí tenemos cartas. Primero que todo, camarote. Un nuevo comienzo. Vale, esto es lo de Quinten, de todo lo que ha pasado con Justicia Impecable. Vuestro deber. Vale, esto es lo de Jote. Vale. Aquí poco a poco, como podéis ver, vamos aquí aumentando la colección del camarote. Así que tenemos algo nuevo, que es en este caso el cartel del colgado. Y yo sigo rayado con el tema de lo de Tarja, que muchos me comentáis, de que se supone que te da un objeto. Aquí está Oscar. Hola.
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool. That some of my fellow guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Oscar, I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters, but I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Ha molado bastante esta pequeña escena, ¿eh? Ha sido emotiva. Vale, entonces, ahora en principio vamos a revisar. Nos quedaría la escoria del Svarog y lo otro ya es ir y terminar el capítulo. Así que es lo que os digo. Yo creo que ahora que vamos con Joshua y con Jill es un buen momento porque podemos estar haciéndole un poquito de daño extra. Y yo creo que eso ayuda. Ojo, parece que hay una nueva escoria además. A ver. ¿Néctar? El hombre de negro. Los Winsambrengue. Este es el complicado. A ver, vamos primero aquí un momentito a Desiree. Rincón del mecenas. Necesito aquí subir cositas, vale. Vamos ahí, talismán de superación. Y lo siguiente no os lo pone lo que dan. Vale, pues nada. Vamos a ver, en principio ahora tenemos que abrir el mapa y lo que os digo, podemos ir a... Para esto, yo creo que es a Lost Wing, ¿no? Era... Ahí, Lost Wing. Vamos allá. Vamos a buscar la escoria esta nueva. A ver qué tal. Es de clase B, o sea, no debería ser un problema. Las de S creo que son las únicas que sí que nos pueden poner en un aprieto. Vale. A ver, y ha dicho... Creo que tengo idea de dónde puede estar, ¿eh? Dame un momentito. ¿Os acordáis de la puerta cerrada que encontramos, no? Pues algo me dice que va a estar por ahí. Puede ser, ¿eh? A lo mejor me equivoco y ya está. Pero nosotros vamos a intentar meternos aquí a ver si mi intuición es cierta. Mira, esta ahora está on fire, ¿no? Bueno. A ver, esta es la carta. Vale, los secretos de buen vino. Se supone que por aquí... Vale, está esta puerta. Que esta puerta nos va llevando por aquí. Y ahora creo que podemos seguir avanzando, ¿no? A ver. Ahí está. Qué guapada. Madre mía. Un poquito azul el túnel, ¿eh? ¿What? ¡Hala, qué guapo!, ¿no? O sea, esto nos lleva al exterior. Vale, y esta es la escoria, ¿no? Fácil ha sido encontrarla. Vamos al lío. AÑAFIL, SACROSANTO. Clase B. Da casi 10.000 de oro, así que viene bien. Vale, ya hacemos los divas. Golpeamos. Vamos a golpearle fuerte con todo. Este creo que con Bahamut nos lo podemos hacer fácil, porque son ataques muy pesados. Y vamos a poder esquivarlos muy fácil. Así ya lo tenemos en 3. Ahí va. Volé. Oh. Vale, ahí estamos dando fuerte con todo. Vale, le rompemos la guardia. Madre mía, chaval. Pero es que pega fuerte, o sea, ¡hola! Vamos allá. A Leo. Escoria derrotada. Ojo, ojo, da experiencia, pero no da la suficiente como para subir un nivel. Bueno, nos da un Hirokane y meteorito, así que guay. Y aquí hay un cofre. Vamos a abrirlo. Moneda bestiaria, onzas. Y parece que por aquí no hay nada más, ¿no? Bueno, otra escoria que cae. Cada vez llevamos más, así que guay. Y lo que os digo, ahora lo que podríamos mirar un poquito es de ir a enfrentarnos a donde el dragón. Pero, uff, es que puede hacerse complicado. Bastante complicado. El Svarog es lo que os digo, estamos hablando de un bicho fuerte y un bicho que puede literal reventarnos bastante fácil. Así que ahí está la gran pregunta, ¿no? Como ya sabéis, para llegar a este bichaco tenemos que venir aquí a Malabruma, así que voy a intentarlo, ¿vale? Si no, pues cortaremos aquí el vídeo, pero yo creo que se puede ahora. Es lo que digo, es que tenemos, aunque nos falte mucho nivel, tenemos literalmente a todo lo que necesitamos aquí. Esto ya sabéis que es venirnos por aquí. Podemos aprovechar para acabar con unos pocos bichos. Yo creo que también si nos le quitamos el dragoncito ya nos hemos quitado uno de los bichos más bestias, ¿eh? De las escorias top que podemos encontrar en este final. Vamos allá. Tengo fe. Mucha fe tengo, ¿eh? Poca broma. Es que, ¿veis? Torgal mete piños y se nota. Entonces, aprovechando que estamos con Jill y con Joshua, yo creo que puede ser uno de los momentos más fáciles para quitarnos esta escoria. Obviamente hay escorias que ahora, como todavía no salen, pues no vamos a poder avanzar, pero yo lo que digo, voy a probar. Ambrosia. Vamos allá. Esto es lo típico que en el modo Final Fantasy sí que creo que me lo dejo a estar al nivel tope, porque ahí ya no va a ser lo mismo. Ahora con lo de la esquiva y todo eso yo creo que se puede ir haciendo algo, ¿eh? Dragoncín. Uno por aquí, fuera. Fuera por aquí. Vale. Ambrosia.
Come on.
Se supone que podemos venir rápido, ¿no? A ver, por ejemplo, con lo de Mega Fulgor se le puede a lo mejor intentar hacer daño cuando lleguemos y tal para golpearle con todo lo demás, pero es que no sé qué estrategia seguir realmente, ¿eh?
You deserve a rest.
Y ahí está, Svarog. Clase C, dragón rojo bonito. ¡Ah! Clase S, 30.000 de oro, 60 puntacos, ¿eh?
This beast isn't to be trifled with.
Ahí está, soltamos el primer Mega Fulgor. ¡Oh! Vamos a atacarle con todo. Yo creo que puede funcionar bastante, por lo que estoy viendo. ¿Qué dices? Me mete más que... Guau. Espera, es que me mete bastante más de lo que esperaba, ¿eh? O sea, poca broma. Vamos a hacer superación, o sea, no me la voy a jugar. Pero no estoy rompiendo la barra, ¿no? Ahí está. Vale, vulnerable. Vamos a hacer las cosas bien. Pam. Es lo que os digo, sí que se nota el... Por ejemplo, tengamos aquí a la ayudita. Le vamos a quitar media vida, por lo menos, lo que digo. No es poco. Vale, ahí va, mega fulgor. Volvemos a soltarle eso. Puñetazo. ¡Ojo! Aquí va. Volvemos con un puñetazo fuerte. Piro, vamos a tirarle todo para intentar bajarle la guardia lo que podamos. Y luego a seguir contra él. Ya os digo que creo que de lo que... Ojo, ojo, ojo. Lo curó en un momentito, la que nos ha soltado ahí. ¡Oh! ¿Pero qué hace, tío? Es que mete mucho, No, pero voy a quitarme esto. No vale para nada. ¡Oh! ¡Guau! ¿Qué dices? ¡Guau, bro! Se le está yendo, A ver, ahí se había puesto muy fuerte. Vale, aprovechamos. Le golpeamos con esto. Golpeamos con lo otro. Ahí está. Con esto le quitamos bastante. Me ha pegado una reventada rápida, poca broma. Hay que intentar bajarle como sea eso. Mira, ahí está, vulnerable, ¿no? Pues vamos allá. Guau. Probablemente, lo que os digo, estamos ante el bicho más tocho del juego en todos los aspectos, Fijaos que le estoy atacando con todo y apenas le quito vida, tío. O sea, la clave va a ser... Vamos a hacer la de Bahamut. Tenemos que hacer la de Bahamut, os lo digo ya. Danza final, ¿esto qué es? What? Espera. Le estoy intentando quitar todo lo que puedo, pero es que es una locura, Hay que quitárnoslo como sea, bros. Fijaos, no le estoy quitando apenas nada, Le he soltado aquí nivel 5, pero le ha dado igual. O sea, se la ha parado enterito. Vamos a ver otra vez si podemos con un poquito de esto. Pero yo creo que es el momento bueno. O sea, literalmente podemos porque tenemos aquí a los coleguitas. Y eso, quieras que no ayuda, Guau, me da igual, ¿no? Vale, espera, ultra poción. Que me ha dado las dos veces igual, o sea... es en plan de me da igual lo que hagas, te voy a dar. Fin. Vale, vuelve a hacer lo mismo. Es que tengo que ir con lo de Bahamut, tío. Legión fulgurante, nada. Ahí está, 3. No le puedo quitar apenas nada, O sea, es increíble. Tengo que quitarle... ¡Me lo he cargado! ¡Qué locurón de escoria, O sea, vamos a ver porque aquí subimos de nivel seguro. O sea, son 25.000 de experiencia, chavales. Esto es la buena experiencia. Subida de nivel... enterita, nivel 41 y nos hemos cargado, lo que digo, es un buen momento. Tiene oricalco, reliquia empiria, vale, para que te lo entiendas, esto es un material tochísimo, ¿no? Ámbar y esquirla de cristal, no pasa nada. Sabía que no iba a ser sencillo, pues no ha sido lo más. Esto, lo que os digo, en modo Final Fantasy tiene que ser la real brutalidad del juego, O sea, probablemente estemos ante la escoria, yo creo que más bestia, y ya veremos qué tal. Vamos a aprovechar, vamos a coger las cosas y ahora sí que sí, gente, yo podría decirlo, pero hemos terminado esta parte de la aventura del día de hoy, así que por fin podemos viajar ya a poner rumbo hacia la siguiente zona. Como ya sabéis, tenemos que abrir el mapa mundi y nuestro siguiente objetivo será venir aquí a las ciudades libres de Kanver, donde terminaremos la misión actual y continuaremos con la siguiente. Espero que os haya gustado el vídeo, que lo hayáis pasado en grande, que hayáis disfrutado de toda esta locura que hemos hecho con un montón de misiones, con escorias, con locuras a tope. Y no sé lo que vendrá ahora, pero seguro que va a ser una auténtica maravilla. Así que en el próximo vídeo saldremos de dudas y veremos un poquito cómo continúa nuestra aventura en Final Fantasy XVI. ¡Hasta la próxima!